How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today I have a quick video for you if you are struggling with removing red Loctite from something that you can't exactly heat up, like I was. Somehow I managed to strip not just one, but both of my Torque Solutions engine mount center mounting studs. And yeah, I was kind of panicking a little bit because the mounts are made out of aluminum, and I just remembered back dealing with getting stripped bolts out of my Brembo calipers. That was a complete nightmare. All four of them had to get helicoiled, so I really didn't want to do that, and I don't know if helicoiling engine mounts is a good idea. So I contacted Torque Solutions. Thankfully, they do offer a replacement stud, and they mentioned that they were installed with red Loctite, which kind of got me a little bit nervous. So started looking around at how hot you actually have to get red Loctite to melt it off, and it's about 500 degrees or whatever. And I don't know, I just didn't really feel comfortable with heating up anodized aluminum parts to 500 degrees just to get a stud out. So I started doing a little bit more research to see if there was any sort of chemical solution to removing this stuff. And yeah, people said acetone and like brake cleaner and things like that. So I looked around at what I had, and I actually came up with this, which actually worked really well. So looking at my brake cleaners here, this is something that you get from Canadian Tire, and I think I got this from Napa, I believe. But yeah, I tried this one out because it said most people online said if you're going to use a chemical brake cleaner kind of thing, you want to use something that's chlorinated. And right away this one says non-chlorinated, so I didn't even bother trying that. This one doesn't say whether or not it is chlorinated, but looking on the back here, what do we got here? It says contains perchloroethylene, which I'm not entirely sure exactly what that is, but it didn't say non-chlorinated, so I decided to give it a try. And yeah, successfully removed one stud so far, and it literally just melted the red Loctite, which was really happy to see. I tried a quick test. I just kind of, sprayed this stuff on, or just like dripped it on here and let it run down the threads and let it pool up around the top of the bolt here where it goes into the mount, and just let it soak in. And sure enough, yeah, I came back maybe an hour later and just picked at some of the goo that was around the top here, and the red Loctite was completely melted. So yeah, this morning I let these sit overnight, and blasted them a little bit more this morning before I tried this one. And here did the double nut method here. This is the original stud, and you can see all the Loctite on there. Did the double nut method, hoped that it would start moving, and sure enough, without really any force, the stud came out. So yeah, I'll quickly show you here kind of how I did this, and yeah, hopefully this one goes as smooth as the first one. So yeah. So first things first is you'll need a vise or something to hold, at least if you're doing engine mounts. I guess if you're doing something else, hold it however you want. But I've got these non-marring vice jaws that I got from Vibrant. Chuck those in here. And we'll spread this out. All right, so yeah, once again, I did let this soak overnight, but basically just, whoops, did something like that. Let it soak in. Tried to keep it away from anything that was non-metal, like these little poly rubber bits or whatever they are. All right. Basically just left it like that and let it soak in, and came back when most of this was gone, and then threw the 2 nuts on and then just screwed it right out. Okay, so now that the brake cleaner has soaked in, we'll throw these 2 nuts on and see if we can back this thing out. And thankfully these still both thread on here somewhat, so yeah, I don't know if you if you're too far gone to do this, then yeah, you might have to weld something on here, but thankfully this time I can actually get 2 nuts on the end here. All right. All right, awesome. And just like that, we got the stud out. And let's see, you can see all that red Loctite in there. And it's even wet all the way down to the end with the brake cleaner. So yeah, the CRC branded brake parts cleaner really does get in there, really does break this stuff apart. So yeah, I think this is a good solution to getting red Loctite off with without using heat, and something that's readily available at pretty much any parts store, I think. But yeah, that's basically it. That's the way I found to remove or loosen up red Loctite without using heat. So yeah, if this helped you out, give me a thumbs up, and consider subscribing for more Subaru content, Volvo content, and also check me out on Instagram for anything else that I don't post here. Well, awesome. Thanks for watching.